Good morning. My name is Gabe Zollner. This morning on Fox News, they were talking about an incident that took place 3 years ago on November the 5th of 2009. And that's when a military major, Nadal Nassan, who happened to be a psychiatrist, obviously had mental issues of his own. And what he did was, prior to this incident taking place, he purchased a large quantity of ammunition. He purchased a high-capacity FN-57 semi-automatic handgun. The rounds are capable of penetrating armor. And what he decided to do was strike out at the infidels. And he did this at a meeting where there were unarmed military men all gathering together. And he decided to unload his weapon into their bodies. As he was doing so, he was screaming, God is great, Allah Akbar, God is great. The end result was 13 Americans were murdered, or they're actually slaughtered, and 29 were seriously wounded. Now, that by itself is rather shocking, but what makes this disgusting is that our administration decided to not call this incident what it was, which is an act of terrorism. They deemed it workplace violence, you know, similar to when a postal man goes postal and shoots some of his employees. Well, because they called it workplace violence, the families of the deceased, as well as the survivors, were not given what they should have received, which is a Purple Heart. They also received far less compensation than they would have received if it would have been deemed an act of terrorism. Now, someone has to wonder how this could be anything other than an act of terrorism, especially when Major Nadal Nassan had emails corresponding with the Al-Qaeda groups, specifically the leader of the Al-Qaeda groups that Obama ultimately ended up vaporizing. Now, the thing that is necessary is for the American people to call their congressmen and call their senators and demand that this incident be called what it was. It was not workplace violence. This is 100% an act of terrorism. The problem that we have is our president, whenever something comes up that might show a bad side of Islam or of Muslims, he always protects them and defends them. He's done this constantly. He did this in Egypt. He defended what was going on in Egypt. He supported the Libyan action by removing the colonel, Gaddafi, that was there for many years now. Okay, he wasn't a real nice guy, but you know what? He kept the lid on it. Now the lid's gone. Before Obama did what he did by sending in American fighter jets without congressional approval, what we now have is what we didn't have, because Al-Qaeda was never in Libya before, but now they control Libya. And I think that if the RPGs, or the casings, were examined by our military forensic experts, we probably find that the weapons that killed our ambassador and those other 3 American citizens, 2 of which were ex-Navy SEALs, will find that those individuals were killed by weapons that we provided, not we, Obama provided to the Libyan insurgents. In either case, the American people have got to rise up, contact your congressman, contact your senator, and demand that this action that took place on the 5th of November 2009 be called what it is. It was not workplace violence, it was an act of terrorism. And hopefully our new president will call things as they are, not as he wants them to be perceived, which is what Obama's done. Thank you.